Everyone's talking about climate change, and if the recent heat wave and wildfires this summer are really changing people's travel behavior. Today I'm going to have a chat with Olivier Ponti at Forward Keys, the company that might have more data on this topic than any other. And we're going to find out definitively what sort of travel change is happening due to climate change. And I think the results are going to surprise you. Just so you have a little better understanding where this is coming from, Forward Keys is a company that collects data from airlines and online travel agencies, and they can see what gets searched and what gets booked. And the amount of data they have is just mind-boggling. I wrote Olivier and asked him about the impact of climate change on travel this summer, and I'm going to let him tell you in his own words.
Last-minute bookings have been impacted, negatively impacted by the heat wave and the reports that the media have made of this heat wave. We can see a clear shift in the second half of July when the negative effects of global warming were all over the news. There's a clear slowdown in new bookings, and Northern Europeans and Southern Europeans are not reacting in the same way to these changes. Northern Europeans are more likely to decide to stay at home and enjoy staycations, while Southern Europeans still want to have a change of scenery. In terms of destinations, we can see that Northern Europeans are more likely to book alpine destinations. I'm thinking of places like Austria, Switzerland, a bit to a lesser extent Germany, and Scandinavian countries as well, thinking of Sweden and Denmark in particular, which are getting more and more popular. When it comes to Southern Europeans, it's a mixed bag, really. They are combining cooler destinations like the one I've just mentioned and affordable sun and beach destinations like Turkey or Spain, for example, meaning that they are more likely to adapt to the fact that summers are hot than Northern Europeans. Most of the bookings are made prior to the summer even starting. So around 70% typically of all bookings for the months of July and August will take place before July, meaning that the majority of the business is already locked in.
So to sum up, there's an uptick from Northern Europe to the Alps and Scandinavia for last-minute bookings. But those living in Southern Europe didn't seem to be deterred by a few degrees difference. If you're used to scorching hot summers anyway, it makes sense that a few extra degrees here or there doesn't make a huge difference for your travel plans. When it comes to a climate change trend, it's important to keep in mind that the majority, about 70%, of those bookings in Northern Europe occur in, say, January, February, and March, when it's cold, dark, and rainy. July and August may have been unbearably warm in southern parts of Europe, but here in Scandinavia, where I am, July was pretty rainy, and the summer was not terribly pleasant. So the big question is, when the beginning of 2024 rolls around, will people sitting in the cooler northern climates be daydreaming about warmer summer holidays and start booking those usual warm spots? Or are they going to be worried about getting trapped in a heat wave and wildfires and pick a different destination? My guess, and Olivier agreed with this forecast, is that unless we get several years of these heat waves and wildfires, people may presume it was just a one-off event, and it won't really become a serious trend until it impacts the early bookings. That's it for this time. See you again soon.